in the middle, 6 feet 10 inches, number 13.
Teams fine-tune. Rotations in these early stages of the season. Richard, some players can be, I think, unsure about their role.
Hey, but that's part of the job. You just have to stay ready. Whenever your team calls your number, you have to go in and do the job that they ask you.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Herbert Jones is out there with Adebayo. Then it's Tyler Hero. Then it's Fears. And it's Kessler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Outside, Adebayo. Outside, Hero. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet.
And a legitimate threat to connect from deep. Hero doesn't lack confidence trying his luck from there.
And here's Maxey outside. Kessler with the rebound. Maxey against Jones. Pass to Fears. To the middle. And Kessler throws it down.
Smart move by the rookie Fears, passing it out of that pick and roll.
Sacramento's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. So Greg, talking about Jeremiah Fears for a second here. Both he and his brother Jeremy Jr. play college basketball at the same time during the 24-25 season.
Clearly, this sport runs in their family. Jeremiah's fearlessness and competitive spirit have made him an enticing prospect, and I'm sure he'd attest he owes that, at least partially, to Jeremy.
Kings have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Johnson finds Maxey. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a new front office taken over in Sacramento, Richard, this past summer.
Not to mention first-time head coach Doug Christie taking over the sidelines, and significant change to this roster. It'll all be judged by the results on the floor as usual.
The first free throw is good. And we saw last season the Nuggets, GA, in the final week of the regular season, making a coaching change and a shift in their front office.
A pretty rare situation. Seemed like there'd been a power struggle, and rather than choosing sides, the decision was to just make a fresh start.
Maxey hits them both. And this summer, Carmelo Anthony inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. The former 3rd overall pick by Denver back in 2003.
And he played 7.5 seasons with the Nuggets, his longest stretch with any team, representing them 4 times in the All-Star game.
Here's Adebayo. The 7-footer falls.
I like watching Adebayo operate inside. He is so efficient down low.
Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
A bit ago, Doug Christie and I were able to chat. Coach brought up the challenges that Bam Adebayo poses on both ends. He told me offensively, Bam doesn't force much. He gets his points within the flow of the offense. He's a great finisher and facilitator. And defensively, he can guard anybody. He might be the most versatile defender in the league. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that replay showed just how forceful that block was.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Quinton Post is checked in for Sabonis. And it's Bane in for Jalen Johnson. And Denver also making a switch. Jackson Hayes, he's checked in for Walker Kessler. Yep, it counts.
And how about Harrell's body control, capable of still scoring even when the defense ups the ante in terms of physicality.
Now, here's Maxey. Here's the three. It's hauled in by Hero. The Nuggets leading by 5. Pass to Fears. Denver passing it around. And Adebayo with the basket on the assist from Fears. Adebayo's got his second bucket.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Maxey passes to Bane. That shot off. Good D by Jones. .149 left in the first quarter. Off with the layup. The Kings trail by 7. Over in the corner, Green. Outside, Bane. Good. Great play by Green to set it up.
Off the catch, Bane has that repeatable shot motion. It's just so consistent.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And some changes here for the Kings. Bruce Ellis is checked in for Brooks. George comes in for A.J. Green. And it's Keontae George in for Maxey. Big group substitution here for Denver. Accordy's checked in. Cam Whitmore comes in for Herbert Jones. Marcus Smart's checked in for Hero. And Murray's subbed in for Fears. 5 to shoot. Murray for 3. It's hauled in by George. And so George will bring it up for the Kings. 4-point game. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
If they can clean up the turnovers and make better decisions, it should be a much closer game this time around.
Denver shooting their first free throws of this one.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And so he hits both. Hey, Greg, they dropped the interim tag for Doug Christie as he's now the permanent head coach of the Kings.
Well, we'll have to see how permanent that is. The 5th head coach in the last 7 years. That seat is always hot in Sacramento.
Now, here is George. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, it just his effort level was off the charts.
George against Murray. Over George. And so it's the Denver Nuggets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what stands out to you from the Nuggets in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Making it as difficult as possible for the offense to find clean looks. Great stuff.
So on the floor for Denver, they've got Whitmore. Smart is out there with Jamal Murray. Then there's Walker Kessler. And it's Accordy in at the 4 spot. Johnson kicks to George. Outside, Bane. It's deflected. smart, deciding where to go with it. Wants to get it to Kessler, and does.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Johnson outside. His three-pointers off the mark. Denver leading by 8. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Pass to Kessler. For 3, Murray. And Bane pulls it down. Here's George. And stolen by Murray. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Hey, guys. Well, Desmond Bane, a deadly floor spacer, but he said, I have to be respected in a lot of different ways. Don't pigeonhole me into just being a catch-and-shoot guy or a movement shooter. I can score the ball in a variety of ways and do multiple things on the court. Back to you.
A lot for sure in his bag. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report.
And usually that's a bucket for him, but look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
Count that one. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, with teams seeking switchable defenders, there's a specific player type that could be losing value, those smaller scoring-minded combo guards. You think of the Cole Anthony, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarksons of the world, perhaps not as sought after as before with teams looking for positional size and versatility.
They'll be challenged for certain. Okay, Shams, thank you for the report. Johnson kicks to Green. Left side, Maxey. And slam dunk by Maxey.
He's a small guy with big hops. Maxey goes up high for that finish.
Outside, Hero. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Kessler can't hit the putback. For the Kings, they come in off the loss to the Trailblazers. Green with the ball. Picked up by Hero. Maxey, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Fears with it. Still yet to score. Kessler, a screen on Brooks. Jones, the pass to Kessler. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Fears' shot is off.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
There's no doubt Sabonis has developed RJ into one of the best big men in the NBA. A double-double machine.
Yeah, what's most impressive about his 2024 performance, he had a game where he was the first player in NBA history to have a triple-double without missing a shot, turning the ball over, or committing a foul. It was literally a perfect game.
Here's Kessler. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Kessler's got the lead up to 10 now for the Nuggets. And it's Maxey with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Out to Brooks. There's the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Brooks has got his first 3 points of the game.
He draws so much attention. Sabonis recognized it and kicked it out.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He's ready to talk things through with them. And some changes here for the Kings. Quentin Post comes in for Domantas Sabonis. And it's Keyshawn George in for Jalen Johnson. Jackson Hayes, he's checked in for Denver. Pass to Adebayo. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Inside, it's tipped. It's stolen by Adebayo. Fears with it. Maxey covering. And here's Hayes. Pass to Fears. And here's Adebayo. Guarded by Green. Kicks it out to Hero. Bangs home the trifecta. And it's a 12-point Denver lead.
Short corner 3 there for Hero. Such a smooth stroke from deep.
Here's Maxey. And slam dunk by Maxey.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Hero sets the pin for Fears. Shot That's good by Hero.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
Now, here's Maxey. He's got 6. Shot clock at 6. Pass to post. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now Brooks from downtown. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. Jones, no. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
How about that? Just a perfect finish to the half as they tack on another 3 to their lead.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready.
And swerving off topic for a moment, since this is the halftime show, I was just wondering, what was halftime like in the locker room back when? And let's talk now about the game we've been watching. What a terrific first half for the Denver Nuggets. That is more than enough.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You gotta like what Tyler Hero has done in this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
Denver leading by 15. Jalen Johnson is out there with Dylan Brooks. Then it's Sabonis, and it's Green, and it's Maxey in at the point guard. And so that's who Doug Christie starts the second half with.
You notice how decisive Pierce's drive is. He's fully committed when going downhill.
So, Greg, in the offseason, the Kings made it a priority to address their need at point guard.
I mean, they had multiple combo guards on the roster, but lacked a true lead guard. And they realized they needed someone who could run the offense, hoping Dennis Schroeder can fill that role.
5 on the clock. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And Kessler throws it down.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
They've played fantastic ball, and you can feel the hush that's come over this crowd.
Down low. Stolen by Kessler. Floats it up for Adebayo. And that comes off the assist by Jones. And it's 8 points for Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And some changes here for the Kings. Bruce Ellis is checked in for Brooks. Bane comes in for A.J. Green. And George is subbed in for Maxey. Big group substitution here for Denver. Okporti's checked in. Cam Whitmore comes in for Jones. Marcus Smart's checked in for Tyler Hero. And it's Jamal Murray in for Fears. Bane kicks to George. From the arc, Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Pass to Murray. Now Kessler. Now Whitmore. Here's Kessler. Defended by Sabonis. Here's Murray. The rebound by Johnson.
When you've made your first 3 shots of the half, I think it's okay for a heat check.
George against Murray. Sabonis' screen on Murray. George, no good.
Not an ideal start to the second half for them. 0 for 3.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allie.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Kings are great offensively, but looking for continued improvement on the other end. Head coach Doug Christie said, defensively, what I'm asking them to do, the level of intensity, is difficult. I want you to play so hard that you raise your hand and say, quote, I need to come out of the game. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Trying to end the drought. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Murray, still without a basket. It's good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Sabonis, and the slam dunk by Sabonis.
Excellent body control by Sabonis, rolling off the pick and into position.
And GA, you look at the numbers for Sabonis. They're historic. But how would you surround him to make a deep run?
Well, I might try to pair him with another rim protector. Sabonis is a nice focal point offensively, but he's not a big-time shot blocker.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Some changes for Sacramento. Quentin Post is checked in for Sabonis. And it's Keyshawn George in for Jalen Johnson. And a switcher also for Denver. Hayes is checked in. Now Whitmore to the inside. Pass to Hukporti. Up and in on the layup.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop. Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Pass to Whitmore. Here's Murray. Just 4 to shoot. Takes the 3. Unable to get that one.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Murray against George. Pass to Bane. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Smart against Bane. Smart dishes to Murray. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Here's Hukporti. Post covering. Now Murray. On the wing, Whitmore. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Hukporti's got 6 points.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Oh, I love that possession for them, ending with an assisted bucket.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And here is Murray. To the paint. He's looking for Hayes and finds him. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
He didn't even look worried.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Right back after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with. They've got fear. Herbert Jones is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Hayes, and it's Hero into the 2 spot. Here's Sabonis. It's rebounded by Hayes. Hayes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Down low, here's Adebayo.
And this is too easy for Adebayo. Once he's close to the rim, he is going to damage it.
Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Jones. And it's sent back by Sabonis. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touched by Sabonis. And the Nuggets with some changes. Holland, he's checked in for Hayes. Kisper comes in for Herbert Jones. And Anthony subbed in for Fears. Anthony kicks to Holland. Hero on the wing. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Oh, a dead-eye shooter. Hero is always ready to snipe it off the feed.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Sends the ball no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Deflects the pass. Adebayo finds Hero. Now here's Anthony. Adebayo with a screen for Anthony. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots from the baseline. And Adebayo with the basket on the assist by Anthony.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Shots good by Hero.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Here's Sensabaugh. He's covered by Hero. That one goes in.
Works that one inside nicely.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Adebayo. Outside, Hero. Back to Adebayo. And it's blocked. Tries again. And the layup is up and in. Adebayo's got 6 points in the quarter. Kings have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Sensabaugh. They set the screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. So, Greg, in 2021, the NBA creating the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award. It's so great to recognize the work that's being done by so many NBA players.
It does, Kevin. And these players who are not just giving back, but giving a voice to the less fortunate and trying to shape policy towards justice and equality.
Just 3 to shoot. That one wide left. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
You've got to be on exactly the same page to connect on that long of an alley-oop.
Even then, it's a tough play. George against Anthony. Outside, Hero. Pass to Holland. Beyond the arc. They grab their own miss. And a wide open look for Whitmore. No good on the triple. For Sacramento, they've gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nuggets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that. And man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Bam Adebayo.
He was everywhere, defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Here's Golick again, Sacramento.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
It's a shame, really. If they had been playing like this last quarter, they might be in a different situation right now.
Hero, no good. And here are the Kings now. Here's Johnson, and the slam dunk by Johnson.
Strong finish there from Johnson. Didn't let the contact throw him off.
Anthony with it. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just...
Terrific, Allie. Thanks. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
Oh, say does.
Grant, hard to believe that NBA games are back. Preseason pontification is over.
BA, you're spot on. No more guessing, no more wondering. The games count now. A lot of optimism could be about to vanish in these first handful of games. Got to check it out.
And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. Jonathan Isaac is out there with John Collins. Then there's Zach LaVine. Then it's Tari Eason. And it's Davis in at the 5, roaming the paint, driving to the basket. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Creating separation using the bounce. That's a skill that AD's developed over the years.
And the foul on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul of the game.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Pass to Edgecombe. Clark with the screen to the inside. Oh, Clark with the slam.
Oh, it's hard to contain Edgecombe. And that opens things up in the pick and roll.
First quarter of play, a minute in. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Tyronn Lue gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We briefly discussed Anthony Davis and what he wants his team to do against him, and Coach said to make him into a jump shooter. I think if we can make the majority of his shots jumpers and keep him away from the rim, we should be in good shape. Easier said than done, but we'll see what happens. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. So it's Los Angeles now, after the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Shot clock at 6. The 3 from Edgecombe. Collins with the rebound. And so it's Collins who brings up the ball for the T-Wolves. Isaac, the pass to Collins. Davis down low. He's against Ayton. Grant, the Clippers were finally healthy in the playoffs last season, but it still wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, but they gave us a dramatic 7-game series against the Nuggets, who then went on to push OKC to 7 games. So even if it wasn't the outcome the Clips wanted, still a heck of a season.
So he makes 1 of 2, and the second one misses.
And, you know, for a big man, Anthony Davis has always been above average at the free throw line.
Ooh, it's stolen by Eason. Isaac, the pass to Levine. Back to Isaac. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Here's Davis. Misses from close range. The Clippers have gone 1 for 3 so far. Ayton, a screen on Easton. The 3 from Edgecombe. Minnesota with a rebound. Left side Easton. Here's Collins. Uses the glass on the layup.
The contact wasn't going to hold Collins down. He explodes into it and finds the shot.
Butler passes to Clark. Here's Edgecombe. Clark with a screen on Easton. Here's Edgecombe. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Now here's Easton. Davis, the pass to Collins. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Outside Butler. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. To the paint. And it's blocked by Davis.
Depth, taxes, and AD. Blocking shots, you can rely on all three.
Collins, no good. Clippers trail by 3. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Clark, the pass to Butler. It's rebounded by Levine. And it's Levine with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, when you think about all the miles Jimmy Butler has on his legs now, how many more does he have left, Greg?
Well, he's been shouldering the load for a long time. But what separates him from the pack is his sheer will and his IQ. So he might just surprise us a little. That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
McDaniels passes to Butler. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen. It's the 2K leaderboard showing the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. The 4th spot held by Los Angeles.
And whenever you turn the ball over against them, they pushed it right back at you. Last year, they were just merciless at exploiting teams whenever they made mistakes against them.
And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves.
And they placed top 5 in points off turnovers. Not just causing havoc, but turning those transition opportunities into points.
Their nightly goal, make things uncomfortable for opposing offenses. That's how they racked up so many steals. And the ball out of play. The Clippers will have it. And 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Porter, the pass to White. Down low, Clark. Horford with the block.
Horford relentless as a defender in good position. That shot never had a chance.
And you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
You can almost feel the mindset he has. I mean, when the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Porter against Kennard. Pass to Dunn. 4 on the clock. Clark with the screen. Here's the 3.
Good job that time by Horford to contest without fouling.
And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. Back to Kennard. Porter with the steal. Inside. And the basket by Clark.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
For Minnesota, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. White against McCollum. Vanderbilt, a screen on White to the middle to get back on track. And Vanderbilt slams it in.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those.
Does it as well as any.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's Minnesota up by 3. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, let's quickly break down the game. What we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
They've got Kevin Porter, Brandon Clark out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then it's Derek White, and it's Dunn in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group for the Clippers starting the second. The Timberwolves making it to their second straight Western Conference Finals last year, Clark.
Yeah, you know, what impressed me the most, I think, was making it last year as a 6th seed, gelling down the stretch of the season. They struggled for a good part of the season, but the last third or so of the season, they really came together. Just did not have quite enough to make it to the final.
Porter. Dunn outside. Pass to Clark. Ooh, he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Thanks. With players signing rich extensions, highlighted by Devin Booker's 2-year, $145 million max contract, we're quickly approaching a time when so-called supermax players will be making over $1 million per game. As shocking as it sounds, the reality is that the best players are already worth more than that to their teams.
It's all about results. Thank you very much for the report, Shams. Well, Clark, for over a decade now, the Clippers have essentially been a staple in the postseason.
Yeah, B.A., they sure have been. They've only missed the playoffs twice since 2012. Staying competitive during that stretch, despite a great deal of roster turnover and some major injuries to deal with as well.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, B.A. John Collins becoming a knockdown shooter. He said, I think I've always had the ability to shoot. I'm just feeling it from 3 right now. My teammates are doing a good job of finding me in the spots that I like, and I've worked on my shot a lot, and I'm sort of settling into it. Guys, back to you.
Very capable. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. McDaniels finds White. Clark outside. Outside McDaniels. Fires for 3. Rebound Minnesota. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Kennard passes to Eason. And there's the call on Tari Eason. That's his first foul.
Credit the defense there. Adjusts his feet, takes the hit, and gets the call.
For the Clippers, DeAndre Ayton, he's checked in for Clark. Butler comes in for Finney-Smith. And it's Edgecombe in for Dunn. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Minnesota. Isaac comes in for Eason.
Oh, you know everyone comes into the league with a 3-shot now, and Edgecombe is, of course, no exception.
Davis against Ayton. Fades back. No good there. Los Angeles leading by 4. Outside McDaniels. To the inside. And it's blocked by Isaac.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome and outshoot. Excels at getting up and denying shots.
They need this. A tough finish inside from Davis.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. He drops it from range. Edgecombe's got 6 points in the quarter.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Our 2K leaderboard, focusing on last year's three-point shooting leaders. Zach LaVine is second.
He shot with nearly unmatched confidence from the arc last year, and the numbers and his position on this list clearly reflect that.
Collins passes to LaVine. Now here's Davis. Kicks it out to Collins. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to LaVine. Over Ayton. LaVine can't hit. The Clippers lead by 5. To mark, and Collins with the big block. Out of bounds, the Clippers will keep possession, and Los Angeles making a change here. Porter Jr.'s checked in.
Number 7, Kevin Porter.
Stolen by Collins. There's a minute 54 left to play in the half. Levine feeling it out a bit. 5 on the clock. Pass to Davis. Kennard for 3. Here's Collins. And then jammed it down as he goes right over Jimmy Butler.
Whoa! Did you see that? John Collins. A little bit of sauce on that slam.
Well, it's always nice to head up to the connected cam to get another angle of these big plays, courtesy of AT&T. Here's Edgecombe, defended by Kennard. Inside, here's Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
He's used to sharing the love. Exceptional timing on that pass.
A minute 4 left in the second quarter. Kennard outside. Back to Levine. Levine on the take. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And last season, the most efficient shooting season of Zach LaVine's career.
Yeah, B.A., 2.5% better in his free throw shooting. He would have had a 50-40-90 season on his hands, but his scoring is top tier.
And Minnesota making a change here. Al Horford's checked in for Davis. Vanderbilt comes in for John Collins. Chris Middleton's checked in for Isaac. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Kennard. And the Wolves still seeking their first title, Clark.
Yep, the Lakers won 5 championships when they played in Minneapolis, BA, way in the day. The Timberwolves joined the league in 1989, and they're still trying to bring another basketball title to the city. Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for him. He'll usually convert that.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Vanderbilt, a screen on Porter. And Vanderbilt gets it to go on the assist by Levine. Vanderbilt's got his second basket.
And good execution by Levine with the pass. I mean, showing improved leadership skills there.
Clark with a screen on McCollum. Pass to Butler. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's Los Angeles. They lead by 1. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the fans are on the edge of their seats. They're getting their money's worth, Ernie.
It is electric in this arena tonight. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
Well, I think for Los Angeles, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. The Timberwolves trail. Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. John Collins out there with Davis. Then it's Tari Eason. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Levine in at the point.
Ayton was tracking that one all the way, meeting the ball right at the rim. I mean, that's great defense.
Down low. It's stolen by Isaac. It's a 3-on-3 fast break for the lead. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That's on Brandon Clark.
Man, the defender really went after him.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And that one falls. That puts him up 1 point in the game now.
When you talk about two-way impact on the game, AD might be the top guy in the league. I mean, when he's healthy, he's a menace on defense with that length and timing, and offensively, he can carry a team.
Ayton, a screen on Levine. And here's Butler outside. Ayton, great positioning on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 1.
And he's got such great hands. Ayton corrals rebounds and doesn't lose his touch on follow-ups.
Outside Eason. 6 to shoot. Butler against Levine. Over Butler. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. And for the Clippers, they're shooting just 38% for this game so far. Pass to Clark. And the layup falls. And now a 3-point Clipper lead.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Derek White's checked in for Los Angeles. The Timberwolves also with a sub. McCollum, he's checked in for Zach LaVine. For 3, McCollum. Here's Davis. The big man, AD, down low.
Put the first 3 misses behind them and finally ended their third-quarter drought.
Outside McDaniels. Back to White. Nice ball movement by Los Angeles. The 3 from Edgecombe. Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Davis. Look at AD shrugging off the contact.
He's a big reason why they're on top. I imagine they'll keep feeding him. I would.
Here's the pick. Back to White. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
We've seen McDaniels improve as a decision maker, and it shows with passes like that.
White against McCollum. Davis with a screen on White. McCollum looking it over. Isaac outside. Right side Davis. Shoots over Ayton. Davis misses. And White has got the ball here for Los Angeles. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. To the paint. Here's Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
Boy, White doing a nice job that time, working around the defense and finding the open man.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Pass to Collins. Davis down low. Is covered by Ayton. Inside. Here's White. Inside. White gets it to go.
Seems like they've lost their defensive focus here in the second half, giving up way too much shutter.
Isaac to pass to Davis. And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And a new group getting ready for the Timberwolves. Al Horford's checked in for Davis. Vanderbilt comes in for John Collins. Middleton is checked in for Isaac. And it's Kennard in for Eason. Kennard passes to Vanderbilt. Now Middleton. Let's go with a 3. Porter pulls it in. To the middle. And stolen by Vanderbilt. McCollum against Porter. McCollum pass to Vanderbilt. And the basket is good. Vanderbilt's got 6.
And defenses can forget how good of a passer McCollum is.
Clark with a screen on McCollum. Porter the pass to White. Pass to Clark. Horford with the block. Middleton outside. Now here's McCollum. He's guarded by Porter. McCollum's shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 3. Right side White. Dunn outside. And here's Porter outside. He buries it from 3. Porter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Timberwolves have gone cold here in this third quarter. Just 3 of 9. Middleton finds Horford. And here's McCollum. He's guarded by Porter.
Walking foul called on Dorian Finney-Smith. First personal foul.
Jimmy Butler's checked in for Derek White. LaVine, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Porter against McCollum. Clock at 6. Horford, a screen on Porter. There's McCollum with the 3. Rebounded by Dunn. Pass to Butler. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And from the 2-guard spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. We've got Jimmy Butler, Edgecombe out there with Chris Dunn. Then it's DeAndre Ayton, and it's McDaniels in at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Horford passes to Levine. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Pass to Middleton. Over McDaniels. Another shot. And Collins lays it up and in.
A tremendous athlete. Collins showing his quickness to the ball and taking advantage of the second chance opportunity.
Outside McDaniels. And he lobs it up to the rim. Ooh, it's stolen by Eason. Collins against Butler. Collins passes to Middleton. Horford outside. Pass to Levine. And there's the drive. Off target at the rim. Los Angeles leading by 4. And here's Butler. Ooh, it's stolen by Eason. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in to the inside. Oh, getting it done. Horford gets it to go.
You know, Horford combines skill and power with experience and smarts. And that makes him hard to shut down in the paint.
And Los Angeles making a change here. White's checked in. And then for Minnesota, Davis comes in for Horford. And it's Isaac in for Middleton. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Guys, at the last break, I listened to Tyronn Lue address the team. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, you're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another. Guys, let's see what happens.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Back to Davis. Anthony Davis packs it down.
Wow, Davis on fire right now. Doing just about anything he wants on offense.
Collins against Butler. And Davis with the block. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. They'll pin that one on John Collins. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Well, you know, they've been tremendous, I think, when it comes to sharing the basketball. You know, getting guys involved on the plays and creating offensive opportunities for everybody. Equal opportunity offense is fun to watch.
They've also been showing us standout play on the fast break, working as a team to create easy opportunities.
You know, Davis is so long and strong inside, he almost forces you to foul him.
Anthony Davis, shooting 2.
And that's good as he hits both shots.
And we've seen some good free throw shooting in the second half.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Plenty of daylight on that shot.
And offensively, it appears they've hit their stride.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed too. And they're really looking strong here.
Isaac, the pass to Davis. And the officials called goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Well, at least the D was going for it, but he got to the ball just a moment late.
Clark is checked in for the Clippers. White outside. Now Butler. Butler right to the heart.
He wasn't able to get his name on the score sheet in the first half. He looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Outside Levine. Now Collins. 6 on the shot clock. He launches. Can't get it.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Derek White, very efficient as a combo guard, and really takes a lot of pleasure in getting his teammates open shots.
And so Davis will bring it up for the T-Wolves. 7-point differential. Shot clock at 6. Now Levine. Puts it up. Rebounded by Ayton.
Well, the defense refusing to give up anything easy. Love seeing that kind of intensity.
McDaniels outside. Now Butler. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Ayton, a screen on Isaac. And he nails it.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Here's Davis. No stopping him from 16 feet out.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
And there's the call on Tari Eason. That'll be a second foul of the game. They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
McDaniels outside. Ayton outside. Now Butler. Ayton with a screen. 5 to shoot. White. Money from 3.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Collins with a screen on Butler. Now Collins. Yes! Using that window!
And if you foul a big like Collins, you better not let them get the shot off, or they'll have a chance to put up another point.
And the line for the Timberwolves, John Collins.
And that one misses. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Oh, the lead pass. Great dish.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Middleton outside. Now Collins. So it's the Clippers winning this one easily. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat.
Branding.
All right, thanks, Allie. And that about wraps it up for Allie LaForce.